Okay. Good morning to all of you. So today we are going to discuss on the topic of SciPy. Previously, we have discussed on the topic of NumPy, and it was in the module 4, the last module in the curriculum of GOT of 6M, right, in data science. So we have discussed about the NumPy topic. What is the purpose of using the NumPy? How it helps in the Python or Anaconda, Jupyter, whatever the platform we are using, the coding languages. So NumPy is working on any type of numerical calculation actually, right? Now, moving to the next part, that is helping the NumPy for the process to work perfectly. So NumPy is a numerical process, and to work on the process so that NumPy can work fully, that is depending on or the thing is that another object is actually helping the NumPy, that is our SciPy, right? So there is, we are going to talk about the topic SciPy. Okay. So as per the topic name of SciPy, that is they actually defining that high level scientific computing, right? So first of all, I want to tell that this SciPy and NumPy is working together actually, or SciPy is helping NumPy so that NumPy or any type of mathematical or numerical computation can be done very easily and smoothly. So no issue can be there. So the things is that NumPy is and SciPy is working together, and SciPy is helping NumPy for the process of any numerical computation, right? So while we can as we have imported the NumPy in our program, that import NumPy as NP. Similarly, we can also import SciPy. Here also we need to import the package of SciPy in the Python platform actually. So import SciPy, we can also import that, right? Now this SciPy package, there are many sub modules are present in the SciPy package. There are many sub modules are present in our SciPy packages, right? So what are the sub modules we are present? First of all, we are going to check one by one. That is first one, the SciPy dot cluster. SciPy dot cluster means any type of vector quantization or k-means algorithm or any type of clustering operations is happening in a place, that will be done by SciPy dot cluster. So SciPy dot cluster is a package or sub package actually of SciPy, that is actually helping in any type of clustering or any type of vector quantization. Next, SciPy dot constants. So another package of SciPy, the sub package is SciPy.constant, that is helping in any type of physical and mathematical constants. Any type of physical and mathematical constants that we are working in the program, so that will be done by SciPy.constants packages. So each package, each sub package need to import. Each sub package need to import. How to import the sub packages of the SciPy, we are going to show in the example, right? So first of all, let us know that what are the packages available under the SciPys and what is the purpose of each sub package, right? So next topic is that SciPy.fft pack. SciPy.fft tag. So Fourier transform, we have heard the name Fourier transform in our mathematics, right? So Fourier transformation, it is a numerical operation actually. So whenever a numerical operation is happening, that means a NumPy or NumPy package is also working there. So as I said, that SciPy and NumPy are working together. So Fourier transformation and calculation, all the best of this will be done or it will be helping NumPy. The package or sub package is SciPy.fft pack. Next one, SciPy.integrate. It is the integration routine. So whenever a integration or the mathematical numerical problem of integration is happening, then the SciPy.integrate package will be working there. SciPy.interpolate or interpolation. We have also heard the topic of interpolation. We have done some problem previously of interpolation in our mathematics also. So SciPy.interpolate package sub package will be helping in the part of the interpolation. SciPy.io. So IO means the input and output part. So any type of data input and data output processing part will be done by SciPy.io. Next, SciPy.linear जी, so linear algebra routine, linear algebra, linear algebra routine, any type of numerical problem regarding to linear algebra routines will be done by the scipy.len alg, scipy.len alg. Next, scipy.nd image, any n-dimensional image package, any type of n-dimensional image packages that will be done by scipy.nd image. Next, scipy.odr, that is the orthogonal distance regression, orthogonal distance regression. So one thing we can say that all the topics related to the scipy sub packages we are talking about is similar to any type of numerical problem. So NumPy is working there, and this scipy sub packages, the scipy package or the sub packages of scipy is helping the NumPy part or any numerical operation to make it happen successfully. Right, scipy.signal for signal processing, scipy.sparse for sparse matrices, scipy.spatial for spatial data structure, scipy.spatial for any spatial mathematical function, and scipy.stat is for statistics. So we have to remember while we are coding or while we are programming on Python or in Anaconda, any platform, whatever. So when we are actually working, we need to remember that for what purpose, what package needs to be imported, right? So if we want to make a, we are working on some statistical part, but we are importing the package of scipy.integrate, so it will not work. So we need to remember that which particular package need to import for what particular purpose. So that's why there are many type of sub packages are present under the scipy, and each sub package has particular or specific work purpose, and we need to import that particular sub package for what purpose we are actually needing it, or for what purpose we are working. As per that, we need to import that sub package. Right now, the importing of the sub packages of scipy. So here we can see that first of all we are importing the NumPy. First of all, we are importing the NumPy as NP. So importing the NumPy as NP, and in the next line, from scipy import stats. So first of all, we are importing the NumPy from first of all, we are importing the NumPy as many mathematical calculation, array listing, indexing, this type of slicing, this type of topics will be may be needed in our project or in our computation. Right. So first of all, we are importing the import NumPy as NP, and then we are going to import that from scipy import the stats. So next, after importing the NumPy, then we are asking, or we are importing from the package. So what is the package? The package is scipy. From scipy import the stats. So we are importing what sub package? That is stats, means scipy.stats, scipy.stats. So how to import this particular package? From scipy import stats. So it will be indicating that from what package actually we are importing the sub packages. So from scipy import stat. Same for other modules. If we want to importing the cluster, so from scipy import cluster, or from scipy import IO. So whatever the sub package we are needing, we need to write this in particular way. So first of all, we need to import the NumPy part, and then we need to import the sub package of scipy. So a simple thing, right? Now, first, here is the example is given that a file input output on the scipy. So scipy sub package, what is the particular sub package to dealing with the data of input and output? That is scipy.io, scipy.io. So we means here that we need to import the IO or input output package from the scipy, right? So first line is not mentioned here, that is import NumPy as NP. So there will be a line of import NumPy as NP, and then the part that is from scipy import IO as SPIO. Here the same thing, all the time writing the total package name or sub package name, we are mentioning a nickname, we can say on that. So SPIO may be a nickname for that. So from scipy import IO as SPIO. So whenever we need this particular package scipy.io, we will be going to use that SPIO, right? So simple one. Whenever we are needing that package scipy.io, we are writing SPIO instead of scipy.io. So next line, that is a equal to np.1. So np means that is NumPy. So as I said, the line is not mentioned here. So np means first of all we need to import here, import NumPy as np, and then the a equal to np.1's package will be actually working. So np.1, some matrices or some listing is there, so 3, 3, and then sbr.save. So it is a process of how to load up data and how to save a data. SaveMat is a dictionary file. So SaveMat, the same process for the saving the data, right? So a simple thing actually here it is shown that how to load or how to save a particular data, importing the numpy and importing the scipy. So this is the simplest process that but how we can import our numpy or import our scipy packages or scipy sub packages. Okay, now there are many examples are given how to read a image. So here our image read is process is given. So while reading an image, that is from import image IO. So that is a particular another package that is import image IO. Then image IO.im read. So if first of all we need to import the image IO to read a image. Import image IO input output. IO means input output. So image input output package is there. Then image input output dot im read. If we are not using im read, means the data or the image will not be readed. So first of all we need to read the image, we need to load the image. So for loading the image or reading the image, the im read is the command of image.io packages. So the package name is image.io and the sub package is im read. That is the name of the given, that is fname.png, that is the file name, right? And then the show the particular data. If we are trying, then im show will be needed to show the particular image. To read the image, that is im read, and to show the image, im show. And to plot the image, here the plot plt is here. So matplotlib.pyplot as plt. So matplotlib pyplot is our main package and we are mentioning it as a nickname with the help of plt. So matplotlib.pyplot as plt, then plt.imread fname.png, right? So this is a simplest process of how to read a file, how to load an image, how to read an image, how to plot an image. This is the process, right? So special function, as we have discussed in the upper chart, that scipy.special is a particular package or sub package when a special type of mathematical functions will be needed, right? So special type of mathematical function means that is not a regular or convenient mathematical expression, that is some off topic, that is given a complex topic actually, that is maybe mentioned here, that is the Bessel function, gamma function, okay, Gaussian curve. So any type of not a regular expression, so not a particular regular or convenient mathematical expression that is needed. Apart from that, whatever extra that is actually some complex or derivative type particular functions, now mathematical function is there, in that case we need to import that scipy.special package or sub package, right? Linear algebra, for the process of doing a linear type of algebra calculation, as we have discussed all of these things. Some examples are given here. Interpolation, that we need, there is a curve or how the data is fitting on the particular curve, you used to interpolate the data. So in that particular case, scipy.interpolate will be helping here. So scipy.interpolate is useful for fitting a particular function from the experimental data and then mentioning or measuring the elevating points of the particular dots. Means first of all, what is actually doing here, that we are fitting a particular function from the experimental data. So our data have been, so forget about this particular scipy.interpolate. While in the physics lab, okay, on the class 11, 12, or in the first year, second, also first sem, second sem, while in the physics lab we are doing an experiment, we are getting some particular data, and then what we are doing, we are making it in a graph, we are plotting it into a graph, right? So the data we are fitting into the graph. So that the same thing is be done by here with the help of scipy.interpolate. So what we have some experimental data, we are putting that data into our graph, and as per that we are making a curve or making the fitting of the data, we are making a line or drawing a particular or interconnecting of the lines, right? So the same thing will be done here with the help of numerical computation by the package of scipy.interpolate, by the package of scipy.interpolate. Then there are scipy.optimize, that optimization the data. So for providing the algorithms for functional minimization or optimization, that is the process for the curve fitting. These are the topic. Okay, so there are a lot of examples are given, right? So not going to discuss because these are some not a thing that is be discussed on theoretical, it is a practical part, Okay, so how the thing is going on, how the thing is actually doing, it needs to be shown practically. So these are the topic of or the packages in the in SciPy that is helping in all of the aspects for, and it is actually working side by side with the with NumPy, so that all the processes and these things actually goes particularly, so no while running a particular code, so there is no error, or the error from the computational side there is no error, but if we are not importing the packages or the sub packages, then it is our fault. So we are not actually following the code or instruction that how to write or what are the steps. So in that case, that is the fault from our side. But if we are mentioning all the things correctly, then the process will be working and we will have a result, or we will have a output. Okay, so these are the topic of SciPy or NumPy. Okay, next, mean, median, percentage. We have already discussed in details about mean, median, and percentage. Okay, so we can also do these particular things in Python. We have done the theoretical part, what is mean, what is median, what is mode, what is first, how to calculate all of this. Now to do it in the Python particularly, we have the simple NumPy packages, and we have that particular. So in Python actually the coding is very much easy. Why? The reason is that coding is very easy in Python because all of the particular things have been mentioned as a keyword, and the background logic have implemented already. So if we need to do an addition, we are writing add or addition. For subtraction, we are writing sub. For multiplication, we are writing mult. Or for median or mean, we are writing mean, median, or percentile. So what we want to do, we need to be very clear, and as per that we just need to import that particular keyword. This is the simplest logic. We don't need to write a much line of code, or we don't need to think the logic that what will be the logic for mean, what will be the logic for median. All the things was implemented already. All the things have been written or have been accumulated in a particular package. So what we need to do, that only we need to do, we need to import that particular package, and rest of the part or the calculation will be done by the Python package itself. So that's why the coding in Python is very much easy, and it will be very time means minimizing or optimizing the time also. So this is the particular help of Python. Okay, so Subhas has a question that regarding the image IO, right? So image IO means that suppose in Anaconda we can work on any particular topic. Okay, so this is the basic. First of all, we need to clear. Then image. Suppose we are working on a large number of image dataset, right? Image dataset means suppose you have a project. I am giving just an example that suppose you have a project on identifying a particular object from a large set of data, right? Means that there will be two dataset, a test and a train dataset, right? So first of all, what we need to do, we need to train our model. We need to build a model first, because a model means a convolutional neural network model or any type of regarding similar, but most of all, in most of the cases we are using the CNN model because it is comparatively very easy. So we need to develop a CNN model there, and we need to, there will be two type of data set. One will be a trained data set, one will be a test data set. Suppose mentioning it more clearly, that suppose we need to identify a random image. Yeah, I am giving you a random image, and you need to identify that whether the image is a dog and a cat, or whether it is not at all a dog or cat, right? So what is the basic steps here, right? Can anyone tell me that what is the basic steps if I'm considering it as a project, that we need to identify a simple image, whether it is a dog or whether it is a cat or whether it is nothing at all. So what will be the steps here? Anyone? Subhash, what is your project actually? Okay, fine. So no, I am not getting any type of in output from your end. Fine. Okay. So let me tell you that what is the steps here we need to do actually. First of all, we need to import many type of packages that is be needed for the project or for this particular type of topic. And there will be, I'm just giving a very brief idea. First of all, there will be two type of data set. One will be a trained data set, one will be a test data set. And we need to train the data set of the image. So the data set will be a image data set. Maybe 100,000, 10,000, 20,000 data of images will be there in each cases, train and test. So trained data set will be consisting of dogs and cats. Trained data set will be consisting of dogs and cats. And we need to train our model with that particular trained data set of dogs and cats. Now, how to train the data set? Here come the things of this image IO or image input output cases. So while we are actually importing the data of the images, okay, for a particular single image, if we are trying to import a single images, then what actually need, first of all, we need to import the packages of SciPy input output, scipy.io, or okay, so import numpy as np or import scipy dot input output from scipy import io. This type of things that is needed, the package sub package need to be loaded first. Now when we are going to load a particular image, but we are going to load a particular image here, then the image IO, it is a package. So first of all, we are importing the image IO package. Image IO will be working on any type of image data. Image IO is working on any type of image data. So image data, we are working image data. Then we need to import that image IO, and then image IO is the package that will be dealing any type of image data. Now there will be some sub packages of image IO that will be helping to run the process. So what are the, first of all, that IM read, IM show, this type of sub packages is there. So image IO, that image input output dot IM read. IM read means image read. So we are reading the particular image. So image it need to be readed or image need to be loaded. So IM read, we can say that it is loading the particular image. So that's why IM read, then the image name actually. Now one thing is here that sometimes we can write the only image file name, just it is written here that fname.png. Okay, now the scenario is maybe it loaded, it will be show you a correct output, or it can also give you a false output. So false output means whether I am writing the code wrong. If I am writing this particular code or this line of statement, maybe it will work, maybe it will not work. So now there is two scenario. Maybe it will work means when it will work, when your program code will be saved in a particular file or folder, and the image that you are trying to load, that is also present in the same destination path. Okay, means that suppose your program is saved in the C drive, right, and the image is also present in our C drive. So in that particular case, the image will be loaded. But if your image and the program file is loaded in different drive, so in that case, you need to mention the path of the image. You need to mention the full destination path of the image. Otherwise, the image will not load it. Okay, a blank or error image will be shown as an output. So these two criteria or these two scenarios are there. So image io.im read fname.png, that will be loaded, right? And then we have loaded the image. A single image is loaded there. Now the image need to be shown. So to show the particular image, there is IM show. Another package or another criteria is present there, that is IM show, that image show. So I am showing the image, and the same name of the image will be need to be displayed. Now the image read and IM show is there. Now another thing we can also do with the help of the plotting, we can plot the image, or we can have the data matrices of the particular image, and we can also plot that particular image. So plotting for the particular image, plot.im read. So plotting the image, that will be plot.im read. So whenever we are trying to plot something in a graph or pictorial representation, so in that particular case, the matplotlib will be working. So matplotlib.plt. So plt is the sub package. Plot.imread will be working there. So three things is there. First of all, for related to data of images, image input output or image reading, imread will be working. To show the image, imshow is working. And to make it or to present it in the pictorial or the graphical representation, in that particular case, that will be helping the what the plot.im read, plot.im show, this type of, so matplotlib is working. So one thing we can say here that all the packages are interconnected with each other. NumPy, SciPy, Matplotlib, what are the packages? All are working or all are interlinked together and all are working side by side parallelly. So whatever the things we need as an output, it can be produced. So this is the particular topic of image.io. Okay, so many wait a minute. So there are a lot of examples actually present here. So examples are not actually need to be described as a theoretical part. So in our next class, what we are going to do that the basics of this theory and all these things I am talking much, but in our next class, we are going to check these particular examples, how to read an image, how to load an image, how to plot the particular image. This type of topic we are going to check practically in our next theory class. Okay, because the theory part is covered totally. Now we are going to deal with some practical related topic, that how the Python is. Okay, basically what we have done in our practical classes, that the basics of C and Java program, that whatever we have done in our C programming, we are just trying to do that particular program in Python. Means we are trying to make familiar with Python in our previous practical lab classes, right? Now we will going to do a simple small project. We are going to do some plotting part. We are going to do the IMread, IMShow, means the whatever the packages are available in Python, we are going to deal with that particular, right? Okay, so we have not dealt with that particular topics yet in our lab classes. So now in the next class, we are going to discuss, we are going to show, or we are going to check that how these particular packages, sub packages will be working, and how the data is going to be fitted, how the data is going to be plotted, all the things. Okay, one day I think I have shown you that the working purpose of Matplotlib, how the Matplotlib actually work. Maybe one lab class I have shown you people. So in our next class, we are also going to check this particular thing. Okay, right? So this is all about the SciPy and NumPy. There is also another part of advanced NumPy where some more calculation or more scientific numerical calculation can also be done with the help of this advanced NumPy. Okay, so there is a lot of the Python imaging library. Below this, more new type of data library, more Python package library have been introduced here. So not much things, or array listing, interpolated features, all of these things have been introduced more. So nd array, so in NumPy, simple NumPy, we can work on our array, but while introducing the advanced NumPy, we can work on n dimensional array also. So nd array means some n dimensional array, that is the dividing of the block of memory, the indexing key and data type of descriptor, and the thing is that how raw data, how to locate an element, how to interpret an element, all the things are there. So a simple NT array data structure is actually present here. So means this is the array, while the array is having a header file. The array is having a header file that will be introducing the data type, and relating to that the array scalar, where the array value will be put it, and the header array. So a ND array or n dimensional array topic will be introduced in the part of the advanced NumPy. So some more advanced part, while some more advanced numerical calculation needed, that in that particular scenario, that these things actually is needed here.